Hello everybody. Today we are doing a analysis on Loona from Helluva Boss. This was a video that I had in the back of my mind for a long time now. Well, ever since last week actually. So anyway, this is my 20 sub special, and I wanted to thank you all for 20 subscribers to my channel. I cannot thank you all enough. And to celebrate this occasion, I've decided to make this analysis of Loona for you guys. So let's start. First, we are going to talk about her character. Sorry that my handwriting is bad. I don't know how to draw on a phone with my fingers. The first thing we're going to be talking about is Loona's character. Now, she has a very small role in each episode. There are some roles that she plays in each episode of the series. She either plays a small role or a big role. And so we're going to be discussing the small roles first. But before that, let's give you some context. Helluva Boss is a show about... God dang it. Sorry about that. Notification bugged it out. So we're going to talk about her character. But before that, we need to do a little bit of a synopsis of the show. Helluva Boss is a show about 3 demons and a hellhound who run a business called Imp. The imps' names are Blitz, Moxie, and Millie. And the 4th person I mentioned is Loona, who works with them. Blitzo, she is the adopted daughter of Blitz, and she doesn't seem to like him that much, but that's mostly because she had a not very good childhood. In the pilot episode of the show, she mostly did nothing but just sit down around and in the office and do not do much other than lie to them about some kid who was rude. But then she doesn't do much in episodes 1 through 2 either. But episode 3 is where the cracks start to show of her character. In the 3rd episode, I think it's Spring Broken it's called. Spring Broken? I think so. She meets another fellow hellhound named Vortex. She has a little bit of a crush on him at first. But when Blitz finds out, he does not like that. Because in the pilot, he told Loona of a bunch of weirdos who will drool all over him, all over her, if they ever met her. So Blitz was a very overprotective father. If you want me to make an analysis on him, you guys can let me know in the comments. Yeah, so when Loona first meets Vortex, she just thinks he's all hot and stuff for things and other things like that. But then halfway through the episode, she meets Tex at a beach party while the team was there to kill humans. She decided to, instead of killing humans, she'd go talk to Vortex. So she was talking with him for quite some time. But then Blitz found out about this and he got really upset. So this caused him and Loona to get into an argument. Blitz saying, I adopted you. Why are you treating me like this? Why are you so rude? And then Loona was all like, I don't need you. I don't now. And she was being very kind of ungrateful to her father. They're both. You see, there's a little bit of a dynamic with Blitz and Loona in seasons 1 through 2. You see, they have this little bit of a argument. They have some of these arguments where Loona's constantly denying that Blitz is her dad, despite the fact that she is, and she was saved by him. And we are moving on from this point, and we're going to her backstory. So her backstory, turns out, was pretty sad back then in the time before she met Blitz. Apparently, it was revealed in Season 2, Episode 2, that she was a hellhound that was put in for adoption at the adoption center. And it turns out it was a really crappy place. It was awful. Watch the episode for yourself. You see how terrible it was. The employees didn't treat her well, and so by that logic, she didn't treat them well either. She was pretty upset by that, and she grew up having trust issues. And it wasn't until she turned 18 when Blitz found her and adopted her, because the person who ran the place said that Loona would never amount to anything, in her words. So Blitz, being the kind, caring guy he is, ends up adopting her. She is a little bit skeptical at times, but to be fair, now you could say she's kind of in the wrong for being rude to Blitz, but you have to remember that she was stuck in this adoption center for like 18 years at this point, and everyone and she was abused by literally everyone around her every day. So it's not very it's excusable, but it's also not. So you could argue that she should be more grateful, but then again, with the things I just mentioned, you could make an argument for that. Maybe you could in the comments. I don't know. Moving on then. After Blitz adopted Loona, he took him back to her place. It's not really shown in the show, but it is shown in a fan comic. It is shown in a comic, which is pretty nice. It's a very nice comic. It's very lighthearted. So yeah, that's why that's why Loona has trust issues and wishes that Blitz wasn't her dad. But then you could make the argument that if Blitz didn't become her dad, she would have died, because she outgrew their system, and therefore she would have died. Now we're going to be moving on to the next point, I must say. Yeah, her backstory was really sad. Moving on then to number 3, episode usage. Or just episode use, as the title screen says. So her use in the episodes is a little bit on the not side. It's a little bit to the point where she's underutilized, or if you hate her, you could say underused, because in a few episodes, in most of the episodes, she's not very important, let's say, to the plot. It mostly just revolves around Blitz, and it revolves around Stolas in this. Yeah. So now we move on to this third one. She's not really used that much in the episodes. Sorry about the cut. I had to cut away because someone was calling me for some reason. Anyway, she doesn't really have that much episode use, other than a few emotional moments here and there. But but at the end of season 1 and most of season 2 specifically, she is some of the focal points for the show, and she brings about some of the more emotional moments. Let's start with the first one. Section 1 is Loona and Octavia. In season 2, episode I think it's 2. In season 2, episode 2, Seeing Stars, they formally meet each other and they introduce themselves to each other. You see, Loona's 22 and Octavia's 18 or 19. So, I don't know. So, at the end of the episode, they make this friendship bond. They make a friendship bond with each other. And it's a pretty nice scene. I want to show the whole scene to you, but I don't want to risk getting a copyright from Spindle Horse or anything. After all, I've gotten like 3 from Disney, so for some of the videos on my channel that are deleted. Anyway, moving on. So at the end of the episode, they do a pretty deep conversation, and Loona's telling, and Octavia's doubting her dad, Stolas, worrying that he doesn't care about her. Loona tells her that her dad does care, that Octavia's dad does care about her. That's more important than she thinks. She says she hates Blitz a lot, but in reality, she actually loves him deeply. The next episode, she has... now let's move on to our next section of her character relationships. Or rather, her character usage. Her second episode where she has some sort of influence is in Season 2, Episode 4, Western Energy. This is more on the comedic side, where Loona has to go to some sort of shot for her. I don't know what it is. I think it's like a daily checkup thing. I think so. But there's a little bit of a problem. She's scared of shots. Not very keen or fond of them. Well, to be fair, she is a hellhound, which is a dog, and dogs are most famous for being scared, and dogs are mostly famous for being scared of needles and all that. So, throughout the entirety of the episode, besides the Moxie and Millie versus Stryker fight, there is a little bit of a montage where Loona is scared of going to the shot, of taking the shot. To the point where she's busy hiding under chairs, whimpering in fear. Blitz tells her not to worry about it. She'll be okay. Until they reach the doctor's office and the doctor pulls out a needle the size of a damn javelin. And so she's rightfully angry about it, and so she's trying to escape the needle and stuff by running away and hitting the doctor. But they eventually do when Loona's all angry and stuff. And that's why she's got this stupid looking cone on her head. Makes no damn sense. She doesn't really play a pivotal role in this episode. Until then we move on to Mastermind, which is still, in my opinion, the worst episode of the show by far. I don't want to talk about this episode, but I have to anyway. I hate it. It's so dumb and boring. Anyway. And this is the most enrageful for all Loona fans. It got Loona fans so upset, including me. So, anyway, at the start of this episode, it starts with Blitz signing out papers, but it turns out that stupid Stolas over here, Stolas' stupid bird brain, had let them use the Goetia a million times over, and only royals are allowed to do it, despite the fact he's a prince and he should be allowed to do whatever he wants because he has the heritage. But no, it's really stupid. So the 7 deadly sins, instead of blaming Stolas for everything, they blame everyone else for it. They even blame Loona and Blitz, Moxie, and Millie. They blame everyone but Stolas. It's all their fault. They used it, but they wouldn't have used it if it wasn't. I just hate Mastermind, and the worst thing about it was that Loona was muzzled in the episode. I'm not gonna show it to you because if I do show it to you, I'm gonna end up spitting on my screen after seeing it. And you don't want to hear that happening. You don't want to see that happening. Ugh. But there's only one redeeming factor for this episode, though. This image is the only good thing about the episode. It's Loona hugging Blitz and saying, "I love you, Dad." That's the best part of this episode. And now we're going to move on because I don't want to talk about this stupid episode any more than I already want to. Finally. Now that we're done with that pathetic episode. Shush, CapCut. Anyway, now that we're done with that waste of time of an episode, we're now moving on to the last episode of the series so far. Sin's Miss. This is season 2, episode 12, so it takes place after Mastermind. So it takes place after that. And there is quite a bit of character development for Loona in this episode. Sorry for the chair, it's squeaking. I don't like it. It sucks. Anyway, so Loona, at the start of the episode, Luna's just doing her job just normally and stuff. She's also giving Stola some advice for how to handle a-hole customers on the phone, because Stolas is taking her job as the receptionist for now anyway, so he can make some money because he's broke, because his royal privileges got taken away from him, which shouldn't matter. That doesn't make any damn sense. Sorry, I hate Mastermind with a passion. Anyway, so moving on. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of a minor trouble to deal with. Anyway, moving on. So, when Blitz and Loona, and Moxie and Millie also, when they are hired to go kill someone in a town, they go there, but it's pretty cold out there in the snow. They look at a house, and they see a gay couple of a guy and another guy hanging around with some kids, celebrating Christmas together. Blitz imagines the guys and the other people as him, Stolas, Moxie, Millie, and Loona. And Loona has one of the best costumes has a great catalog of costumes in the whole show, by the way. So when Blitz hesitates to do it, Loona asks if she should deal with it, and she calls him Dad. Well, meaning that her character is growing in the following events. So they go home and they find out that Stolas is not at the office where they left him. And nope, instead he's at his palace. But it turns out it's not going to stop. He was about to go in, but he was stopped by his brother named Andy. I hate Andy, by the way. I want to turn him into fried chicken. So he came there for Octavia, because he is obviously the better parent instead of Stella, because Stella's a stupid loser. Sorry, I nearly said a swear word there. She's a complete freaking loser. So a fight ensues between the both of them, and so they have a climactic battle. Then Loona, Blitz, Mox, and Millie show up, and they help with the fight. And Loona, but then Blitz gets grabbed by Andy, and Andy is about to kill Blitz, but Loona turns into her true hellhound form and saves him. And so by scratching Andy in the throat. Yeah. It's a pretty cool action scene with fun. It's pretty fun. Pretty cool as well. So, but then at the end of the battle, the Andy form gives like an icicle dragon and it eats Stolas. Blitz jumps in to save them and cuts the head off of the dragon. This may sound like I'm a crazy person, but no, it's pretty cool. I mean, you should watch it. It's pretty damn cool. But then at the end of the episode, near the end, Octavia and Stolas find each other again, but they get into an argument, And Octavia leaves Stolas behind for Stella. And I will be making a rant on that. If you're wondering, yes, I will be making a rant on why Octavia is stupid for having made that choice. But the video is not about Octavia, is it? It's about Loona. So at the end of the episode, Loona, Blitz, and Stolas go home. They head home after a long day at work, and the epic climactic battle. But that's beside the point. So Loona goes to invite her friends over, and sure, while the most of the focus is put on Stolas and Blitz, we're not talking about them. We're talking about Loona. So Loona goes. She invites her Hellhound friends over from the first episode, from episode 8 of season 1. And they talk. They have lots of fun. They're playing a bunch of party games, drinking alcohol and all that. And then at the end, they invite Blitz and Stolas over to play. She invites Blitz and Stolas over to play games with them too. And it's pretty nice. And that's where the episode ended. On that note. Shame. Oh wait, there's still more. 3 or 4. Chapter 4 or 3. The shorts. Now we get to see where Loona truly shines in the category. Now we're moving on to the shorts, which is she's only in one short so far, so it's called Orphan Time. Get it? Reference to Power Rangers, Morphin Time. Get it? No? Oh well. This short takes place after season 2. And there's a little bit of character inconsistency with Blitz about him not caring about the fact that the client has a few kids to talk to. But then again, you could chalk that up to he's not all right in the head. But now let's go to Loona's side of the story. So Loona goes to the client's place, and he goes to kill him. She goes to kill the guy who sounds like Ned Flanders. And when you first meet him, he runs a daycare, but if you met the guy in real life, if he was real, you probably wouldn't really like to be near him because he behaves like a pedophile. A weirdo, man. Anyway, so Loona talks with the guy, and she's about to blast him with her shotgun or whatever. And so, but to her surprise, the guy reveals that he has some kids and family he wants to say goodbye to before leaving the world. And Blitz arrogantly says, "No, let's just kill the guy." And Loona, being very sympathetic in this episode, actually gives the guy a chance to say goodbye to his loved ones. So throughout the entirety of the episode, she lets the guy do just that. He says goodbye to all his loved ones, all his friends and stuff. While Blitz is getting impatient, she and the guy are talking at a place near a park bench in the sunset. And so the guy says that he'll be traveling with the angels in the skies to see what, and Loona explains to him that she probably won't be seeing him up there. And so, she's in her human form for this part. So then she turns into her hellhound form, and she says one of the best lines ever in the episode, "Ta-da!" when she turns into a hellhound. It's pretty cute, man. It's so cute. It's one of the best interpretations of the Loona I've ever seen. But you have to remember, she is a hellhound. And so the guy, he freaked out, and he was yelling and stuff. And Loona, in a panic, accidentally shot him in the legs. Blitz, thinking it was purposeful, kills the guy with a brick. I can't show it to you, dude. It will probably get the entirety of the video age restricted. So that's where the episode ends, with Loona being a little bit sad and stuff. Well, I mean, she she was happy to hang out with someone who understood her, but that didn't last apparently. What do you think? But let me know your guys' things in the comments. What do you like about Loona? Other, what do you like about Loona? Let me know in the comments. And so that's where I'm gonna end the video. And by the way, I'm sorry if this video wasn't really that long. Like I said, it was gonna be. I said it was gonna be like a 4-hour analysis, but I was wrong. It turns out I don't really I can't really do a 4-hour analysis all in one day. So what I decided I will do is I'm going to split it into 4 parts. We're gonna talk about sections of her character throughout each of it, and when after I finish making all 4 videos, I will be making a compilation of it. Therefore, it will be the true 4 hours that it will be. So now you could say I kind of scammed the audience, but I'm sorry, man. It's not really my fault. I got time constraints and stuff. I have things to do outside. I have much personal things to do. So, see you guys. See you guys later. And can't wait to see you guys later. Editor's note: Loona's gonna have a song in season 3, and so this is going to be perfect for her character development. Will the song be great? I'm sure it will. And this season could revolve around her. So, therefore, if season 4 does come around eventually, season 3 actually, but there will probably be a 4 anyway. So if when season 3 does come around eventually, I will be getting back to watching Helluva Boss and stuff. So I would like to say goodbye, everybody. Have a great day, and if you're at summer break, you have a great summer break, and screw summer school. Goodbye.